much do you think Microsoft Windows is worth? Wait just 1 minute before you answer. And listen to this incredible news.
Makes me happy.
Watch as Windows integrates reverse easy. Can you believe it?
Well, technically,
No! Don't answer. Now we can paste this Ferrari into Windows Light.
I'm not really sure what that is.
Listen to what else you get. No extra charge. A card file, a notepad, a clock, a control panel, a terminal, that's right. Order today. Order Windows. Order Windows today. It's an incredible value, but it's true.
It's free screensavers.
And reversing. Order today. Order Windows. Order Windows today. It's just $99.
Wow.
That's right.
What?
It's just $9.
Whoops.
I just can't afford it.
Wait just 1 minute.
I love
Windows from Microsoft.
I'm not really sure what that is. No, I'm not. I just can't afford it. I'm not really sure what that is. Whoa, free screensavers. It makes me happy. Terminal 64. All right.
I'm a tired. Mamma mia.
Is it safe? Yeah, you good. Yeah, you good. You guys, I mean, you asked for that. That wasn't me. I did the first part, the Windows part. You guys asked for that. So I'm gonna need a link. Oh, for what? Research purposes. Anyway, how's everybody doing? I'm not really sure what that is. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? You doing good? You? No? It's Friday. Today is Friday in California. Shoot! Do you think the bounce of the tank could be a problem when catching? Yeah. So Liam, here's the thing. All right, and you know we can talk more about this. We'll talk more about this on Flame Trench because we got Flame Trench today. Boom. We also have a rocket launch. We have Transporter 11, Jason Statham, the 11th one. Can you believe that? I understand you're looking for a transporter. Anyway, so we'll talk more about that on Flame Trench. We don't really have a great deal of time to do texturing today, but we'll go as much as we want. I want to watch Transporter 11 launch, which is in 2 hours, and then I didn't do space news yesterday, and I felt bad about it. So we will do space news as a primer for the Flame Trench. Yeah. Got Flame Trench. I don't know how spicy Flame Trench is going to be today, but I mean, I'll find a way to throw a monkey wrench into it. It's me. Find a way. EJ finds a way. Jigsy, what's going on, buddy? So yeah. Do I think them slapping the tanks is a big deal? Yeah, probably. But you're not going to know how big of a deal is. This is one of those things that's just really hard to predict. Catching super heavy is one of those things that you're never going to know for sure if it's going to work until you just go and do it. There are so many variables involved here. Yes, it could involve catastrophically blowing up the launch site, which is why I think they're building a second one. I think that's not a coincidence right there. You generally don't want to put yourself into this position, but you got to remember, SpaceX has got to get going. They have to have that lander ready for Artemis. Like, even if you think Artemis is going to be like super delayed and we're not going to see like Artemis 3 till like 2028, guess what? 2028 is a very short amount of time for the amount of things Starship needs to still do. Like, rapid reuse, on-orbit refueling, transfer orbit, stuff like that, docking procedures like that. That is all stuff that needs to be tested, and 4 years is a very short amount of time to do that. Don't get me wrong. If anyone can do it, it's SpaceX. I have no doubts. And that's why I think they're willing to send it here. Like, you can do tests like this to test the bumpers and everything, but you're never going to know exactly how this thing's going to work until you send it. You got to send it. Just got to do it. You just got to do it. Imagine being a good neighbor. Yeah, I check on my my neighbors. I check on my neighbors from time to time. Last, yeah, Alleviate, yeah. I'm actually really good friends with the neighbor on this side, which means nothing to you guys. These people over here, I'm really good friends with them. That's the one that I go hang out with usually on like the weekends and stuff. Yeah, cool dude. So yeah, long story short, my buddy that lives next door, his wife is not doing very well. I don't want to get into it, guys. But sometimes I'm late for the streams because I'm over there talking to her and making sure everything's good because he's working. That's, if you really want to know, a little glimpse into my personal life. There you go. Not personal, but like out of stream stuff. Yeah, or I party with them. They're good people. They are good people. All right, Alleviate, what's on your mind? Quick question. I've been speaking to a neighbor and recommending generators because the power cuts hit the storm. Any recommendations on what I should be looking out for? Yeah, you want a Generac, dude. Get a Generac. I mean, Alleviate, okay, here's the thing. You can make anything generate power. What are you looking to do? Like, do you want a generator if the power goes out? You want to keep the power on? Do you want to keep some of the power on? What are we talking about? You want to power the whole damn house? Do you have a gas line? Keep the power on in the whole house. All right, so you're going to need something north to keep everything going in your house. In Florida, AC, everything. You're going to need something north of like 10,000 watts. Like, that's just the truth. It's probably even more if you're in Florida with the air conditioner, right? You need something that can generate a good amount of power in the megawatts all day. I think they start at 14 kilowatts, not megawatts, excuse me. I'm confusing my watts. What? Yeah, you need something up there. Way up there. Like especially to keep the house cool and stuff, but then again, dude, you do not want to like humidify your house. In Florida, you'll get mold in like a week because Florida. So you have a 14 kilowatt. Yeah, you need to go find it. You need to go look at Generacs, right? If you have a Generac and you live near the water, put it up in the air. I'm serious. Don't put it on the lawn. Don't put it on a concrete slab. Put it up in the air. If you're in an area prone to flooding and it floods, the power goes out. Guess what? Your Generac isn't going to do anything because it's going to be underwater. All right. So there's different types of Generacs. There's a gas one that runs off the gas line. So if you have a gas range, you can have them tee a line in to your Generac. Do not do this. Have someone do this for you. Don't screw around with natural gas. If it leaks and it leaks inside of your house will pressurize and find a source of ignition, and then you made a giant fuel air bomb. Don't do that. Have somebody that knows what they're doing do that. Right? Yeah. Don't touch gas or electricity if you don't know what you're doing. That's my rule of thumb. And the reason why I mentioned electricity is because so you need what's called a transfer switch. Okay? So a transfer switch is you can either have it be like a dead man switch or just something you flip. The transfer switch is what prevents you from backfeeding into the grid. Okay? What does that mean? So the power is obviously coming from a power plant, and it's going from, power plant, high voltage lines, step down transformer, low voltage lines, maybe another low voltage transformer to your house, right? You have a box in your house. It's probably breakers. I don't know what it would be in the UK, but that doesn't matter no more now, does it? For you, at least. You probably have breakers. You have a master breaker, okay? The transfer switch needs to be tied, not necessarily tied into that, but you need a master breaker. You need a transfer switch that will basically pipe in to your master switch on your box, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not an electrician. This is not electrician's advice. An electrician would know more about this. I know you need a transfer switch. What does a transfer switch do? It shuts off the connection to the grid. Because if you backfeed when the power's out, you could kill someone. Do not backfeed. Bad idea. So the thing about wires, right? This is a little bit on electrical engineering. The thing about wires, there's nothing that really says you can't flow electricity through, like either way, through a power line. In fact, that's what alternating current does. It goes back and forth. It kind of does this. Electricity, you can flow. You have to govern the direction of it, right? And if you don't govern if you backfeed, you're basically backfilling the grid. So if somebody's out there working on power lines and your generator is on with no transfer switch, and they'll think the line is out because the grid's off, and they'll go to adjust something and they'll electrocute themselves. This is why you don't backfeed. Bad idea. So you need a generator up in the air. I'm sure Florida has building codes for this to be 100% real. I'm sure there's building codes. If you're near a floodplain, you probably have to put it up in the air by code, right? You probably have to. And you need a transfer switch. That is mandatory. You absolutely need that. Yeah, exactly, Wolfie. Sorry, I could speak faster than typing. You guys still have fuses in the UK? Huh. Yeah, so generator, transfer switch, okay? That's what you need. Because installers should take care of all of that by code. Yeah, you hire an electrician, you buy the generator, hire an electrician, they'll do the rest. They're breakers in the UK. All right, cool. But they call them fuse boxes. Ah, okay. Yeah.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
So in the UK, if I'm remembering correctly, you guys don't have high and low voltage lines. Everything goes through one type of plug. You have 220, right? 240. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's 240 over there. So we have 220 volt, a heavy plug like that, but that's like for washers and dryers. I'm sure you've seen it. It's circular, right? As opposed to like kind of the square one that we have that's 3-prong, right? So we have low voltage and high voltage plugs. 240 at 50 in the UK. Thanks, Journey. Yeah. So we have, I don't know what the hertz is on the 220 over here, but we have 110 and 220. So small plugs and big plugs. Kind of a more a la carte solution, you know. 60 hertz sounds right, weather guy, but I don't know off the top of my head. So that Generac, yeah, it needs to feed 240 into the transfer switch, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't know. I read about this one time because I was looking for one too. Is your 223 phase? Ando, you can do 110 single phase, 110 3-phase, 240 single phase, 220 single phase, 223 phase. Yeah, you can do a bunch of different types. Yeah, we have like 4 different options over 2 different plugs. Yeah, it's really kind of a la carte because standardizing that across like the entire US could be a little bit troublesome. And there's a lot of different types of residencies in this country. So, yeah, we have a bunch of different plugs. But see, you know, Ando, I know this isn't workers and resources is not reality. I understand that. I noticed in workers that transformers and switches are like their own thing. Over in the US, we put switches right on the power poles. There's transformers and switches on the power poles themselves. We don't like have a dedicated area for that. There's dedicated areas for step up and step down transformers, and that's about it. You need EU clerks to standardize. That's research the US opted out of. I'm not saying that might be a little bit easier, but also at the same time, changing that for 330 million people might be a little bit troublesome. Why? It just roll with it. It works. Oh, there you go, Journey. Right on. Hey, Wrecker. I found a game on Steam that looks like it might be up your alley. Trans-Siberian Railway Simulator. I've seen that game, Wrecker. Yeah. It's the long drive, but with trains in Russia. Yeah. Or Summer Car. I mean, yeah, kind of like Summer Car, too. Saw this KSP mod. Easy Robotics. Okay. Hey, Tech, what's going on? Yeah, JDG, you're talking about... I peeped over back in the YouTube chat. Yeah. Regarding Starship. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, there's only so much you can test with that thing. I have to admit, I like wiring house stuff more than car stuff. I just like wiring. I noticed that, Hellfish. After I wired the 59... Dude, it's one of those things where electrical engineering was kind of black magic. Right? And then I went and forced myself to wire the 59 on the internet. And A, I learned a ton, right? From people going, nope, that's not right. Don't do that. Nope, don't do that. And B, it kind of clicked in my head how electricity works. Yeah, and it's much simpler. Much simpler now. I didn't know why I was making a mountain out of a molehill. It's not that complicated. It's like water flowing through a pipe. You don't want to get sprayed with water. right? Like it's actually not like, don't get me wrong, I'm not like I could land this plane. I could land this plane if there was something wrong with the pilot. Just because I understand it doesn't mean I'm going to go wire my house. I'll burn the damn house down. Like, you know, but yeah, that's the thing about electrical flow. And that's why I knew about backfeeding, Wolfie. There's nothing, unless you give the electricity the logical flow, the path of least resistance, there's nothing saying electricity can't flow both ways through a wire. Just like there's nothing saying unless you give it logic to govern it, right? There's nothing saying that water can't flow both ways through a pipe. What governs water flowing through pipes in one direction, though? Drain pitching, you know, making sure that stuff's tilted down, use gravity to your advantage. Now, you can't do that with electricity, but you can use resistance to kind of do that with electricity, right? Burning down the house. Do, 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 do. Yep. Yeah, Journey. Yeah, with cars, it's really not complicated. All you need is one wire to get most things to work. One wire, and usually most accessories on a car just ground themselves out. So as long as you have a ground from chassis to engine, right? Easy peasy. And then negative on the battery, from battery to chassis, you're good to go. Interesting. Our 240 is straddling two of the three 120 volt phases. Interesting. Yep. Yeah, I mean, most mechanical things are all direct current. Alternating current is good for moving power over longer distances. I know here comes the thing about high voltage DC lines. I understand that. I find that really funny when, you know, the natural conclusion that we came to was three-phase AC for high voltage power transmission. But, you know, it's good. I know what people are going to stop typing it. I know you know who you are. Stop typing it. Yeah, that's right. Called you out. Yeah, that's right. Shh. Zip it. When a problem comes along, you must zip it. Zip it good. Before the creases are too long, you must zip it. No one gets away. Down. I say zip it. Down. Zip it good. Fifth. So, this is part 3 of our coverage of building a part and bringing it into KSP. Whole bag of shh. So, check this out, guys. If you didn't see yesterday we figured out the workflow to take a model from Maya, put it into Unity, get all of its attributes set correctly, and then put that into KSP. That mod link has a part that does inverse kinematics with stock breaking ground parts. Cool. All right, so check this out. We've been cooking. Watch this. G! 32-month resub. Happy Friday, buddy. Today is Friday in California. Shoot! Check this out. So, I added these parts to the game. And we have to texture them today, and we will. Actually, with a finite window, I might have to move texturing it to Monday, because we have a very small period of time. It's also blue. I don't know if you guys could notice that. So I made these two pieces here. And don't get me wrong, there's no shading, there's no lighting, so they're very placeholder right now. But take a look. So I made these two pieces. What these two pieces are designed to do is that they're designed to interact with each other and use same vessel collision, right? So you can use same vessel, right? And you can make a hinge. a very strong hinge. It's Kraken Tech in part format though. You hit same vessel interaction here, you hit same vessel interaction here, and you can make a hinge. Here's the thing. If you notice, there's a big gap in the center. This part is, I've designed it to work with the G11 hinge. So it's specifically designed to clamp one of these things. And the end result here is the hinges in Kerbal are very springy. They're springy because of they're coated using Physics, and Physics has very springy joints. So what this is designed to do, if you hit same vessel collision here and same vessel collision here, one of these has a pin and one of these has a dowel and the other one has a hole for said dowel. So you can reinforce a hinge. You can reinforce it and make it super freaking strong. So, why did I bring up the SSTO pad? This is a launch complex that I built in KSP. Yes, it's an entire launch complex. It's pretty cool. To clarify what I said earlier, our houses get fit 2 of the 3 phases on the line. Your breaker box is actually 2 different phases split left and right. Chirality, but with electricity. No, it was a joke. I know. So, check it out. I took the SSTO pad. We knocked about 50 parts out of its part count. And we designed it to work with the hinges. I replaced all of the Kraken Techery here, or the hybrid Techery here with my part. Where's the human peanut butter? Oh, we have 2 peanut butter jars. Two things of peanut butter. One's for the dog. Yeah, human peanut butter. That took a second. It should be in the pantry somewhere. Yeah, that sounded weird when my brain first heard it. I'm like... Remo's playing RimWorld. So, we have our hinge parts, and what I want to do is texture this, but honestly, I don't think an hour is enough to get the textures done for this thing. No, Sea Kraken, somebody has though. So yeah, I figure I'd kind of show you guys how strong this is by doing another test SSTO launch. That might be a good idea, because yeah, I'm not sure we need hold down points. Show us on Big Chungus. Oh boy. Random question, would you ever consider trying to make planet mods with Copernicus? No, not really. Not really where my happiness lies with modding the game. I like doing stuff like this. You want me to mess with this thing? Oh, don't make me do this. Are you playing with the free trial? Maya is expensive. No, I own a copy of Maya. Don't make me with this, man. I wanted the texture stuff. Wanted to go to a barbecue! Don't do it. It's not worth it. I don't Rockets, we don't, that's my thing, dudes. We don't have enough time to get a texture finished. Oh, we could start. That's probably the good idea. Yo, custom parts? Yeah, that's right, Dave. Love that you were doing this. I stepped away for a bit, but when I returned, you were creating many individual colliders and placing them all in Unity. Why so many collider files? Thanks. We'll do this another day, guys. We'll do it another day, okay? Okay, so the reason why I made a bunch of individual colliders like this, right, is because Kerbal will only understand convex colliders. Just, I'm not sure why, I don't know the reason. So you can only make stuff like that, right? So making a cylinder, very easy. But making a hole for the cylinder, that's difficult. If I had a part that looked like this, right? Like a donut, and I gave it a collider, you gave it a convex mesh collider, the part would end up looking like this. Here, I'll do it from like a 3/4 view. Right? Say you had, you know, a hole in it. If I gave it a collider, the collider box would look like this. It wouldn't even pick up on it. It would just be a cylinder because you can't have a concave mesh collider. So what I did was I broke it down into individual pieces. I broke it down and made a bunch of small convex colliders like this, and I roped a bunch of convex mesh colliders around in a circle like that, right, to make or fake a concave mesh collider for my hinge. I did exactly what we do in KSP. I did the same thing. We want to make a hinge in KSP. You take a bunch of parts. Every part has a convex mesh collider, right? Because it's Kerbal, right? Right? And you wrap them around something like that. That's a hinge. That you can make a hinge out of that in KSP, right? That we've done that for years. I did that on one part with the colliders instead, with the collider box. So now you have one part that does exactly it, like actually that. It's doing the same thing. It's just a bunch of convex mesh colliders wrapped in a circle. That was the idea. So the end result, the more colliders you have, the higher fidelity collision you're going to get. So I made it 16 colliders. There's 32 of collider box, or 33 including the base plate. There's 33 collider boxes for the hinge. So there's the plate, and then there's 16 on either side. Like I said, I did that. You're going to take a little bit of a hit on performance with that. It's not going to be a very well optimized part, but you have to de-optimize if you want to fake a convex collider, or make a concave collider using a bunch of fake convex colliders. Or, you know what I'm trying to say. I didn't say that right. So, yeah, that's what we ended up doing. We also tested the hinge on one of my cranes, which is actually super cool. The game only sees one side of the collider. No, not at all. It only makes convex colliders. You can't make a hole in something and apply a collision mesh to it. It'll just blank out the hole because you can't make concave. You can only make convex. So outside, not in. So this piece right here, the clevis piece, this one, that guy right there, that is 16 colliders wrapped around, 16 convex mesh colliders wrapped in a circle to fake a concave mesh collider. That's why if you look at this thing, if you look at it, right? So see how I'm highlighting the part, right? Part highlight works off of the collider box. So some of these colliders aren't very high fidelity. See how my mouse is technically on that ore tank, but it's not. The collider is not on the actual rendered model. It's actually smaller. Why would you do that? You do that because you do that to make the collider box less less geometry and optimize it a little bit, or you just applied a mesh. You just didn't bother modeling the collision box and assigned a mesh collider to it in Unity. But if you look, so here, let me find a part that's an example of what I'm talking about. T-Claw, 6-month resub. Thanks, man. I'm trying to find a piece that we could explain this with. All right, the donut fuel tank. So the donut fuel tank does the same thing, but look. See what I'm talking about? There are parts where you select the interior of it and you're still you're not selecting the interior, but you're still highlighting the part. That's doing the same thing. This toroidal tank, it's doing the exact same thing. Once again, they do this kind of stuff in Kerbal to they use low fidelity colliders because for optimization, because your computer still has to render that collider. I'm trying to think of another part where this is true. Give me one moment. Oh yeah, here we go. The intake. So look, you can see through it, but no matter where I put my mouse, it's always highlighting the part. The collider box for this piece is still a circle. It's a cylinder with a trapezoid on top of it because the intake is colliding. See what I'm talking about? But if you go in here and try to select, if it was KSP and I decoupled something and tried to drop it down this gap right here, it wouldn't do anything. It would just sit here like it was a solid piece. Because it's hard to make concave colliders in this. The structural tube, it actually is doing the same thing, but once again, it's not very high fidelity. They have like 6 convex colliders or 8 to make that. But yeah, see how it's not highlighting it? That's how you know it's hollow. The collision for it is hollow. If you look at my part, right, you're highlighting it, but if you go through the center, you're not highlighting anything. And mine is very high fidelity. The reason why is because it's a hinge. Collision detection is vital for this part to work correctly. So I chose to make it a high, like use a lot of different colliders for it. A lot of different pieces all bolted to kind of parented together to the part. To get better collision detection, which makes the hinge stronger. Why did you pick dark blue? I was UVing this with a dark blue shader file, and when I exported it, it didn't export the shader file correctly. So, yeah, it just inherited the color from the shader and the part became blue. We got to texture it. It's not going to be blue. What I want it to do is to be painted like the hinge. See? I want it to be painted like that. I want it to look like it's part of the G11 hinge when you clamp it all together. It's actually NASA blue, guys. Yeah, it's NASA blue. But yeah, we put it on this crane truck here, right? And it actually, yeah, became very strong. This hinge, we ended up trying to pick up something that was more than the counterweight on this crane. And what ended up happening is the hinge was so strong, it pulled the crane over. Yeah. SpaceX is testing slapping. Yeah, they are, Pixels. Yeah. Slap. Make your parts stand out? No. I want my parts to look like they belong. And yeah, gotta figure out how to do that. But yeah, the idea is that you have a very strong hinge now to be used for whatever. I probably wouldn't use this part on any ship because I made the parts 500 kilos. They're like cast iron or like carbon. It's solid. Like the material consistency of these parts is like steel. They're very strong. They're not aluminum. I wouldn't, like, if I ever make this part pack releasable, I wouldn't put this on spaceships. It's very heavy. They're very strong parts. The collision detection is very high because it's steel. Like, you could crash, if you had this on a plane and you crashed it into the ground, that thing won't break. It'll just bounce off the ground, which is what something like this heavy duty of a part, that's pretty much what it would do in real life, right? Like, what else in the game weighs 500 kilos? I don't think there's any structural part that weighs that much, to be honest. This thing is 375, so I kind of made it the same material consistency as the I-beam. Actually, I might give it the same consistency as the I-beam. 80 meters a second impact. 50 Gs at 4,000 kilopascals pressure. Yeah. But yeah, we should get into texturing this thing today. Yeah, that hinge, when you clamp it all together, is 1,000 kilograms. When you think about a hinge that thick, that's about right. Yeah, I mean, you want a strong hinge. That's... Like, I also like to think about how these things would go into... like, gameplay. This is specifically designed to be on the ground. It's like an I-beam. You don't... I mean, you can use the I-beams for ships if you really want to, but they're super heavy, and you're going to take a penalty for doing it, you know? But we can all mess with that today. You could have two variants, this one for GSE and another one for Aero. If I was going to do another one passing, it would be a different shape, and we'd probably have it for I'd make it for a different hinge or something. Stainless steel Falcon 9 dome doesn't exist. It can't hurt you. Isn't that a super heavy header tank? Nope. What do you mean, nope? Of course that's what that is. Not wide enough? The super heavy header tanks are 3.7 meters, guys. Super heavy has header tanks, yeah. It does, for landing, O-Force. Not for the same reasons as Starship, right? When super heavy is, you know, firing and doing its flip and burn, you know, most engine cut off, and it does that hot staging flip and burn, it's really easy to get the propellants to slosh around, right? So SpaceX has a header tank at the prop feed for both tanks. There's a header tank like down at the bottom of the tank instead of like out at the front. It's Starship, so the propellants don't slosh as much. Yeah, we've seen the baffling for this. It basically works as a giant baffle, like a day tank for a ship or something. A day tank for a ship doesn't do the exact same thing, but you get the idea. The internal stringers on it doesn't match Super Heavy's header tank. I don't know how you could look at that and be like, yes, that's for Falcon 9, when SpaceX is rapidly iterating on booster designs, and you say, well, this doesn't look like the other super heavy boosters, now it can't be part of it. Is that your logical conclusion there? Is that, am I following? Hey, Ish, what's going on, man? Have you watched Tim's video with Jeff? I haven't, Yixel. I didn't have a chance to do it last night. I'll watch it over the weekend, dude. I'm looking forward to it. It looks good. I told you Blue was cooking, man. Was I right? If you've seen it, I've seen bits and pieces from people reposting stuff on Twitter. Was I right? They have like 3 or 4 new Glens in there. They're making a bunch of them. It's parallel development. Dude, I could see it from a mile away. Right? My God, can Blue cook? I told you they've been cooking. I've been saying this for freaking years, man. This is like the year of every one of EJ's crazy plots being vindicated, all right? I told you they've been cooking. No, I'm just trolling about the Falcon 9 part for the memes, but that design isn't for super heavy. The new header tank is bigger with COPV strapped around it. Yeah, paper rocket my butt. Okay, maybe it is. Thanks for the day tank reference. Took me right back to Go Searcher Stormworks build. They're slow cooking, man. It's a barbecue, okay? Except for Starship ML. Give me 1 second, guys. Now just need that dual Falcon 9 pad theory now. Yep. Your gas generator's too small for that big of an engine, Erudite. You believe all this stuff? From user debate anything on the YouTube chat. Dude, I'm just playing a video game. Leave me alone, okay? More than 1,000 engines. Oh, that's cool. Right on, T-Man. So yeah, that's what I'm doing with the hinges. Oh, geez, Galactic, yeah. Yeah, Poison. I kind of want to go use the crane again to try and lift something up, but the pin on this crane sucks. It needs to be redone. It just, this servo is just super noodly under the conditions that we're trying to put. We'd need to put a Kraken Tech hinge in there to make that work. Tim's video really made me want more rockets to have the BE3U. You guys remember there was a time with SLS Block 1B that Blue Origin proposed, instead of making the EUS, when NASA was soliciting contracts for SLS Block 1B, Blue Origin proposed using a New Glenn upper stage instead of the EUS. And NASA said, no, that's vaporware. True story. This was back in 2018. Oh, yeah. Oops. Yeah, go look it up. That happened. Yeah, they said the EUS, that's gonna... I mean, that's good. That's a good stage, but you could just use New Glenn's stage up there. You're already using Delta 4's stage. Why not use New Glenn's? And NASA said, well, no, you know, Boeing already made the core stage, and New Glenn's kind of vaporware at this point, so... Yep, not good enough. Didn't make that cut. Alex, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like using SLS in an expendable capacity for heavy cargo into low Earth orbit to build bigger ships or build some accoutrement for like a more permanent thing for like Starship to refuel at or something is not a bad is a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. You look, man, you know, we have 2 super heavy launch vehicles in development right now. Use them to their advantages. Because this clearly, if you look at history, this clearly is a relatively rare occurrence to have. If you look at the entire history of spaceflight over the last half century, out of all the times where we've had super heavy launch capability and hadn't, it seems like that only comes once in every 2 generations, maybe. So let's use SLS to its advantage, scale up production, make more of these things, and use the expendability to your advantage. The thing that SLS has going for it is that it could have a 10-meter fairing, which means you could launch 9-meter diameter parts inside of it, or payloads. Perfect accoutrement. What the heck is that crap? You could put 9-meter parts on it to work with Starship, like a permanent refueling depot or something, or a space station that Starship can attach to, a more permanent thing. A lander that stays up there, you know? Now, launching HLS on a SLS is probably an idiotic idea. It's too heavy. But you see what I'm saying? Like, there's possibilities here. My personal take, what I think would be a good idea, use the LOX tank production from SLS and use that and put another liquid oxygen tank on top of an SLS core, right? And where the universal stage adapter is, build a space station module, and then have SLS dump a Skylab up there and then service it with starships and Dragons and Starliners. Like, let's use SLS to our advantage, right? While we have it. I'm just saying, you know, like, you know, that's what probably kills me the most about SLS. I mean, people dump on it, people hate it because the price and frankly, the contracting structure is ass. It's terrible. Excuse my language. I did it again. It's awful. It's so bad. But the rocket is good. The rocket is good architecture. You can make we have 100-ton to Leo launch capability. And the best we can come up with is putting a Delta 4 stage on top of that thing with an Orion. That's the best you could come up. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's like building something like Super Heavy, right? And putting a Falcon 9 second stage and fairing on top of it and be like, yeah, that's the best we can do. Sorry, bro. Like, there's concepts like MADV rolling around, like Lockheed's MADV, Lockheed Base Camp. There's that kind of stuff rolling around, and the best we could come up with is a Delta 4 stage? That's it? That's it. Oh, it's infuriating. Like, oh, man. It's booty cheeks, yeah. Anyway, what was I doing? We need to... texture that part. We're not going to get anything done today, are we? It's like using a truck bed for groceries. Yeah, it is. Textures. All right, cool. Let's back out. JSpeed, you're at work right now. Your entire production environment is down. It's failing on code. Active Directory module, line is number 154. You did this. I want you to watch the stream more. What do you think? I figured a sign that said EJ did this would be too obvious. Figure a sign that said Howard Payne would be too obvious. All right. Let's, So I got a problem here. The reason why I think this is going to take a long time, dudes, for KSP is because, I don't know how to use GIMP. Not even kidding. Don't know how to use that. I know how to use Photoshop, and I do not have Photoshop because I have not legally procured it. This is a for-profit stream, so you have to pay the licenses for the hardware for a for-profit stream. I do not have a legally procured version of Photoshop anywhere on this computer. So we got to use GIMP. I don't know how to use GIMP. Not gonna lie to you. Can't be that hard, but yeah, the point is that we have a finite window of time. I'm not saying I can't learn it. I'm saying I'm not going to learn it in an hour because I'm basically going to flip over to Space News in about an hour because Transporter 11 is happening. Can't you rip textures from other KSP parts? They're embedded into the MU file, Kraken, so not really, no. Unless we took a screenshot of the part in Kerbal. just use GIMP with the super secret Photoshop skin. I am not going to enter the illegal gray area with a for-profit endeavor, Zarek. That is my primary source of income. That would not be wise. I wouldn't do that. That's against the law. Last, what's up, Raid? Try Krita. It's free and it's almost as good as Photoshop. Stealing is bad. You should not steal things. You wouldn't download a car. That would be illegal. Are you trying to be sarcastic? No, not at all. Why would I be sarcastic about pirating things? Do you want to have a debate about my sarcasm? Debate anything? All right. So, yeah, I have GIMP, or we could use Paint or Krita or whatever that is. I'm not familiar with it. I mean, like I said, it's not really a question of whether I can and can't learn this stuff, guys. It's just we have a short window of time. So let's pop open here. We pop open Maya, boop, and then we pop open Unity, boop. Can you not create an image in Maya and paint the texture directly onto the model? Okay, so there's our hinge. That's the hinge in Unity. Actually, the cool thing is that because I'm using the spherical colliders for this thing, we could actually change the tolerance of said collider here if we want to, dudes. So let's do that, and then we need to load up GIMP. I have an extremely old version of it. So you can see, oh, we gotta open it up. Open up in Maya. Oh, geez. New test parts. There we go. Let's go 6. Let's go over here. Oh, channel box. Transparent hinge boxes. Transparent collider. I need to go into the outliner here real quick. There. So we have this and we have our textures here. So Paint.net is also a decent alternative. All right. Once again, fellas, it's not about knowing and not knowing programs. I'll say it again, just in case anybody was wondering. It's not about that. What it is about is the time that we have. Because I don't know how to use GIMP. I can't texture something in an hour. But I'll attempt to do it. What the frick? All right, so GNU Image Manipulation Program. Open. Documents. Maya. Projects. New KSP assets, images, hinged owl map, PNG, boom, open that up. Oh yeah. Oh, that's not hard on the eyes at all. Add a layer. That's a layer group. I don't want that. Create a new layer. Layer name. Background. Get rid of that. Put the background behind the hinge layer, and then I'm going to fill. There we go. Oof. All right, so we want to borrow some textures from the hinge. Balls. I shouldn't have closed Kerbal. Let's go open up Kerbal and take a look at the G11. You could try slapping a Photoshop mod over GIMP. There's a thing called Photo GIMP that changes a bunch of the things over to be more like Photoshop. Oh, somebody wasn't kidding when they said that? Damn. Cool. Hello, RJ. I was kidding, but I didn't know that existed. Zarek, I thought, yeah, okay, you were kidding. I was like, wait, that's a thing? I guess it's a thing. All right, let's get a little bit of a closer look at this thing. Oh, I just thought of another way to do this. Didn't have to take time to load up Kerbal. If we go into Kerbal, right, and we go into game data, we go into squad, parts. No. Sigma. What the Sigma? Parts. Thumbnails. Yes. Yeah, it's not very high res. I bought KSP and put my first few hours into it yesterday. Wish you luck. Oh, I had fun with that. Okay. There is some texture to it. They're trying to demolish the cooling towers of a nuclear power plant in Bavaria, and some idiot protester entered the keep-out zone and climbed onto a power pole. Is the new hinge G22? I wanted to call it a clamp, Zarek, and I wanted to, you know, make it so like when you clamp the hinge, you give it a new name. So we should maybe like G18C or some. It's a good name. It's a good name. That's a good name. We should call it that. No? You can open the DDS texture file for the hinge and grab the colors from there. Yeah, Grab Shark. Some people got it. G, you know, hinge G18 because it's 11 plus 6, 7, you know, and then clamp. C for clamp. It, you know, good idea. If you saw the DDS opener plugin into GIF, you could rip the texture out of KSP as long as you do not show the asset directly uploaded, you're fine. It's... Yeah. Yeah, I would do that for sampling the color scheme. We can repaint those texture. This texture is not, shouldn't be too hard to do that, to be honest with you. Or make a series of parts that are all NASA blue. We got to give it some texture, Ando. Honestly, this hinge is awesome, but it looks ridiculous next to everything else because it's got no texture. It looks like plastic compared to the rest of the stuff that looks like metal. So, get out of that. Yeah, it looks like freaking Legos. Yeah, you're not wrong. DDS texture file for the hinge. Where would that texture file be? Isn't it compiled into the MU? Where would that end up? It's next to the MU. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I got a case of the moron again. Yep, there's the UV maps for him. So let's go in here. Do we have an import option? Open as layer. Okay. I forgot how to get to the Kerbal directory. It's so pathetic. I remember now. There we go. So they have a diffuse on the hinges too. And they have a specular map too. And so they have a normal, specular, diffuse. G11 color. See if that is. It decompiled the mip mapping layers. Yeah, I was gonna say, there's mip mapping. I'm amazed that Mutter that it picked up on the mip mapping layer information, to be honest with you. That's weird. Mip mapping is a form of repeating texture or the distance to texture optimization. Kind of like mip mapping to textures is what LODs is to LODs are to models. It's super dark. You should just paint it pink and call it a day. Thanks. It's backwards. The hell?
Koulussa mua kiusattiin. Ei uskoneet lestat elviksiin. Opet puuttuneet ei. Meillä menee Jeesus all the way. Kato, mulla on tää rock'n'rollia. Se on sielussa aina rock'n'rollia. Kaikki on niin rock'n'roll. Ja rock'n'roll on kaikki.
Why does it keep moving the background if I have the freaking layers selected? What the heck? Who made this?
En kelvannut enemmän harmaisiin. Huusin muodosta hei! Rock'n'roll is here to stay. Sivarista ammattiin. No eihän sitä päässyt kummoisiin. Se mua haitannut ei. Sanon yes box ja Holy Ray. Mulla on tää
Lock the background. Yeah, yeah. On a normal program, you just hit lock background right there.
kaikki on niin
Yet it's locked and
ja rock'n'roll on kaikki.
this program sucks. I hate it so much.
Nätin tytön tapasin. Tai no, tytön nyt kuitenkin. En saanut mitään tarttuvaa. Mitään sellaista, mitä ei voi
No, Kagras. What the hell is this button for? What the heck is even that?
testissä. Mentin silti naimisiin. Vaikka appiukko
Why is it...
mulla on tää rock'n'roll soi. Sielussa aina rock'n'roll ja kaikki on niin rock'n'roll.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Ray, yeah, that's some pretty baller you being. Compared to mine, mine sucks. Mine's awful. The lock is right below opacity. There we go. All right, cool. What? You know, I select the other layer and I want to move it around, but GIMP just...
Isä poltti puisen veturin. Se saunapesän tuhkattiin. Ei ollut aika kyyneliin. Isä sanoi kestää se kuin mies. Ja vaikkei juuret
Program sucks. I don't know the workflow for this program, but it really is not very intuitive. Maybe it's because I'm used to Photoshop.
Veli palas armeijasta. Korpijäämät tuliaisinaan. Aita liian matala. Ei tullut risti aukista. Isä näytti omansa. Äiti ei aina jaksa. Joskus on hiljaa viikkoja.
Just, you know, do the same thing over again.
Lääkärit ne puhuu vaan. Se
Hinge diffuse, okay.
täti saattoi sen sairaalaan. Ja vaikkei juuret
Thank you, Mutter.
pohjaan, ne kiinni jää tähän maahan routaiseen.
So what? This is the dowel. Okay. Yeah, King Crab. I don't know, man. This one is not. Oh, now it's working. All right, I just need the eyedropper to get me the color palette. I don't want to copy the damn texture.
Ja vaikkei juuret yllää pohjaan. Ja vaikkei juuret yllää pohjaan. Ne kiinni jää tähän maaroutaiseen. Eikä kukaan toinen mua ohjaa. Itse pääni lyö kiven harmaaseen. Ja vaikkei juuret yllää pohjaan.
All right, so I have my UV template here, right? And I painted everything basically what I'm seeing as the background color. Now they have a couple of different grays in here that shouldn't be too hard, right? And then there's obviously some darker parts of the hinge right there. So I have gray on the palette right there. And now, you know, we'll do it all on different layers. So this is accent right there. Getting everything on a different layer usually makes this work better. So if we flip our palette here and then just give me that gray for now, that darker gray. And then if we brush, we could start brushing in the accents on the hinge pieces.
Kesä oli kuin kuuma lehmän henkäys.
Like, once again, I'm not copying the G11 texture. I'm just, what I'm trying to do is build something in the exact same style.
Vain tehtaan hajua me yhdessä kirjoitamme.
I'll make everything myself, but yeah, I'm trying to make it look like it belongs there because it was designed for that hinge.
Oli häviäjä viimeinen ylhäällä.
Make sure we're on the right layer.
Ja
You know what? Where's my remarkable? The remarkable. Finally got a use for this thing. Very good use. I wonder if we could get this thing to work. Let me plug the remarkable in. So this is a tablet that you can write on. No, you're remarkable. No, you're breathtaking. This thing is really cool, actually. Aniski. Come on. Turn on. Not working. So once again, this is a remarkable 2, which is super freaking cool. You can use it to draw basically right on the screen. Should be plug and play, should be. You need one of those gloves to prevent it from... No? Just need it to turn on. It's not powering on. The USB ports on this computer have been a little finicky lately. There we go. Let me get a USB extension. I'll be right back.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Okay. So it didn't want to charge. Let me just plug in a USB extender here. There we go. Steiner, what's up, dude? Okay, start it up. Start me up. So yeah, this is a remarkable. It's really freaking cool, actually. It's out of battery. What do you mean it's out of battery? It's plugged in. Start up for me. I should be able to draw the texture onto this thing. Just got to get it to start. In the meantime, I suppose I'll just... It just keeps flashing that it's out of battery. It's been out of batteries for a little while. I hope I didn't break it. Come on, baby, turn on. Yeah, you might have to give it a second. Yeah, Zarek, for sure. Yours is in exactly the same state. Yeah. So I'll work with the mouse for now. We'll leave that plugged in. We'll see what it does. So once again, the Kerbal hinges, it doesn't seem to be much in the way of texturing here. There's just a lot of it's a lot of using flat colors, but using a lot of different flat colors to make texture. I mean, don't get me wrong, the colors, but this point is that this texture is actually not too complicated from what I can tell. Guys, I'll be honest with you, I haven't textured anything in probably the ULA pack was the last time, so that was like 2014, 2015. So it's gonna take me a second to kind of get back into it. We might need a sharper brush here. Oh, I'm doing that wrong. So we have that different color gray, but it looks like in some areas it's gradiented with some type of brush to make some texture that looks like scratches, but it's very defined. It's darker gray around like the accents around the hinge. Where can we set our brush type? There. Oh, nice. There's some stuff that we could use to make some noise on this thing. So, can we change the size on the... Oh, there. See? There you go. Score. If we just down the hardness a little bit, then we go back to size, change the size. Nope. Nope. Nah, that's not right. Up the hardness, lower the size. See, we're kind of getting there to doing this right. Just once again, I'm trying to get them to look. Can we erase with the same brush? Yes, you can. Excellent. Oh God, no, undo that. That's not what I'm looking for at all. So we have harder brushes, softer brushes, then we got texture. If we go lower the hardness a little bit. Actually, increase the hardness to the sides. Yeah, lower the hardness. Problem is, if you lower the hardness too much, it just comes in a soft brush. I have a question of jocularity and superosity. Why do dash 8s get squirrely when landing and land hard? Dash 8s? The propeller plane?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I don't know, Rig. I don't know anything particularly off the top of my head. If I had to guess, it's probably the turbulent air from the turboprops going over the wings combined with the ground effect. Yeah. Thing about having turboprops like this underneath your damn wing is that you're making turbulent air, low pressure underneath your wings when you need low pressure on the top of your damn wings. Just a thought. I don't know for sure. I have no idea, dude. I know a lot about planes, but my superosity in the matter is not very linearity. That's plants. I don't want that. Vodka. Vodka. I like these brush packs. This is useful. We need a brush that's going to make some noise up in here. There we go. But see, here's the thing. We want it to look like scratches. We don't want it to look like someone just took a dump on it that was gray. That's not what I'm looking for. So, go back into the brush tool, flip it to the accent gray. Just paint over all this stuff. Let's see if the Remarkable decides to go. Like I said, we're trying to mimic the original textures that were painted by Squad. Still out of battery. But see, that really doesn't end up looking how I want, but... We go in here and get a harder brush, right? Oh, that's just painting in a square. We need a brush with less fall off, like that. Go in here, right? And you go into your eraser tool, right? No poetry. Yeah, see? We can make scratches, right? Yeah, that's too much compared to the scratches that they were using. It looks like they did the scratch tool with a small brush that has very, very high hardness. Yep. Yeah, nope, that's too much. All right, just do a couple of lines in there. And then let's go back with our brush tool, right? We want bigger size, less hardness on the brush, and then kind of just paint over the scratches because we don't want them to be as defined. That's basically what they did there. I don't know who made this part, but yeah. See, that's kind of getting there. And now what we can do, we can go here. We can eyedrop that darker gray. Right? And then we make a new layer, outline, right? And then go in here with a very, very sharp brush. And then that's too small. And the Remarkable will make this way easier. Right. A sleight of hand with the mouse, though. Pretty good, huh? This doesn't have to be perfect, right? You're not making a perfect outline. So now, if we go in here with the eraser with a spotty brush, right? Make that thing super small. With the eraser, and then start erasing one side of the edge, it'll make it look like it's a gradient. I'm pretty sure that's what they did over there. Once again, doesn't have to be perfect, right? Because they seem to gradient off the edge. The edge is a darker color, right? And what the idea behind that is that they're trying to make some accent so it makes it look like the hinge isn't just a flat shape, right? You can fake it with texture, you can fake it with a normal map, etc., 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 etc. Let's just erase that edge on the outside right there. Brush back over here on the outline like that. Yeah. The lines seem to be a little bit more straight on the G11 hinge, so they may have been using a mask. Yeah, see that's the right, those are the right colors for sure. That looks the part, but the thing about this is these are really straight edges. It's kind of hard to tell what this thing's gonna do with a curve here. The curve seems to be defined based off of the lines. Yeah. It's pretty good texture work, dude. I wonder if there's a robotics. All the CFGs for the hinges are here. Who made this thing? Oh, Rover Dude did it. Yep. Yeah, Rover Dude's good texture artist, man. Yeah, he did some really good work here. T-minus 1 hour till the transporter stream goes live. This is what I'm talking about, man. I just don't have enough time. Does Rover Dude ever come and chat anymore? I haven't seen him in a good while, dude.
Tämä ääni ei suinkaan tullut ruokakellosta, vaan nyt alkaa Marko Kahjon tarinatuokio. Että pahoitteluni kaikille nälkäisille, jotka erehtyivät. Viisas
Discovery,
koira.
go and throttle up.
Olipa kerran koira, joka oli omistajiensa mielestä viisas. Jos tällä
Mr.
komisi,
Dick.
että istu, niin tämähän sitten istutui miellyttääkseen omistajiaan ja saadakseen.
I wonder if the remarkable is gonna start now.
Ja jos tältä tassua pyysi, niin sitäkin se.
It would be easier to draw the textures.
Makkarata hurttaa. Jopa maahan se rupesi makaamaan kun käskettiin. Onpa siinä viisas piski, ihmetellään ja ollaan niin
Come on, baby.
ylpeitä, että.
No.
Mutta annapa sille.
Wondering if there's more pieces to this thing. Really wish we could get the remarkable working. That would be super useful. Looking good? Thanks, man. It looks like Rover Dude had a couple of... Yeah, I mean, dude, like I said, that's really good texture work. Rover Dude nailed the stock alike stuff, and that's why they hired him. Yeah, I'm trying to get a tablet so I can actually draw the textures. Give me 1 second. Yeah. It's in a battery. It's in the out of battery loop. We're just gonna have to let it charge. So, yeah. Well. We'll see if she goes. Hold on. Oh, it's starting. What's the total scope for this mod? What parts will you make? I'm just making one part to see if we can make one part. Not even thinking about that. One part at a time. You know? Actually, you know what? I might have my actual Wacom tablet around. I should have thought about this before I started streaming. That probably would have been smart. There it is. Yes, I do have it. Thank you, past me. Yeah, baby. Wacom tablet. Or Wacom, or whatever. I like saying Wacom tablet because I think that's fun. Okay? Yes. Dude. Your art degree is showing. Yeah, whatever. At least I'll have a degree. Thank you, past DJ, for taking care of your stuff. All right, let's see if this sucker works. I can use the Wacom tablet to paint. No problem. Oh, we got a light. Is she gonna work? Come on, baby. Come on, baby, you can do it. We're gonna whack them on stream. Not detecting anything. Forget how to turn this stupid thing on. Hang on. Let me try plugging this one in. Big. There it goes. Yes. Yes. Success. Come on. Ready? Draw. It does not work as a monitor. You have to stare at the monitor to get it to work. But the pen may need a battery. I don't know if it... Up. Oh, an O-ring came out. Hold on. That's for changing the tip. Here, hold on. Yeah, baby. Whack and pens don't have batteries. Yeah, I was gonna say it should be passive. Let me put this. This is for using a different grip. Nothing. Nothing, dudes. You might need a driver. Give me one sec, you might be right. It should have come with a USB dongle. Yep, that's long gone. Oh, okay. Yeah, baby. Give me one second. I'll get it done in a moment.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
I still think it's crazy. You were probably in a classroom or two over from my classes at Phil Sale. I love seeing your old school stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of weird, huh? Yeah, Denny, I was there. I know we've talked about it before. I was there from September of 06 to August of 2008. Yeah. Fun times, man. Living in Florida was baller. Such a good time. Let me get those drivers, dude, and we'll... Where? What's the model number that we have? Give me one second. This is a PTH 651. Give me one second, dudes, and we'll jump it in. Whack 'em! Just putting the box away. Decline, it's a trap! It's weird because all the lights turned on the tablet, but read it all? I did. Didn't you see? You have a Wacom tablet. I am going to go into the garage and put this on a charger. Yeah, I'll be right back. We just make sure we don't lose the stylus. Pen tablet driver were successfully installed. You got to restart your computer. Now I gotta X out of 1,000 different things. Alt tab, Alt F4, Alt tab, Alt F4, Alt tab, Alt F4. Restart computer. All right, I'm gonna go plug the Wacom tablet in. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Okay. All right, so let's just see if we can. Oh yeah, baby. There we go. Score. Now we have more in common. Are you married? Yes, I am, Jens. I didn't know you aspired to be an artist. Jens, you know I went to art school, right? Like... just in case anybody doesn't understand that, yes, your boy, the STEM streamer that teaches you engineering, is an art student, or an artist by trade. Granted, that art degree didn't really help me too much. But it does help with this, so hey, I'm putting that to work. One of those artsy people, I'm pretty good at that, to be honest with you. To be 100% honest with you. And like most artists, you went with a completely different direction. That's right. Yep. All right. Do you have an art portfolio? I haven't updated it since 2009. Jody. It's mostly 3D art. Texturing, dude, I haven't textured anything in forever. It'll come back to me though. All right, now give me this sucker. All right, so you ready? Let me remember how to do this. Yep. Score. Is there anything you can't do? Get a job doing 3D art. You can do anything if you put your mind to it, man. So we got to tighten up these edges. Rover Dude drew his accent. Come on. Rover Dude drew his accents very sharp. They're very straight lines. And then on the parts of the hinge where you had curves, he drew parallel to the edges. So if we go over here, we're going to have to go in here. I might be more dexterous with the mouse here, but outline layer, that's what we want. Let's see if we can draw this sucker. Mine, for what it's worth, guys, it's an Intuos Pro. It doesn't have the screen. Doesn't have the screen on it. I'm not that cool. I could probably do this part better with the mouse. But yeah, kids, I went to art school. I have a degree in 3D art. I can draw. I'm actually pretty good at drawing. I can draw, I can paint. I haven't painted anything in freaking forever, but yeah. But you know, when you learn it in school, it doesn't leave you as quickly as it does if you learn it by self-teaching. What software is this? This is GIMP. So I painted myself a lot of outline here. Rover Dude's accent lines are not nearly as hardcore as this, but I'm pretty sure he painted the line first. This part should be easy with the tablet. I'm pretty sure he painted this sucker like this, right? And then what he did was he went back with an eraser. We need an eraser that does not... Oh, no. No hardness on that thing. No. Nope. Switch the brush. We need a brush with... Yeah, there we go. More noisy edge. Actually, you know what? A brush with a lot of fall off like that would probably do us right here. Gotta get in here and really define that damn line. Because that seems to be what he did here. See how it's super dark in there, but it looks like it's dark and it was painted over? That's what we gotta do. And we might end up putting the outline behind our main color. But this should do us right. The line tool works well. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've watched Rover Dude's streams a long time ago. I'm pretty sure he hand paints with, like, he doesn't use a line tool, he paints with a 3D mouse, if I'm remembering right. So he has his 3D mouse. With the Wacom tablet, we should... Yeah, see, there was some stuff there on the wrong layer. With the Wacom tablet, we should be able to really, really get in there and define some of this stuff. See, some of the outline is painted on the wrong layer because I Wasn't paying attention. So the reason why I'm going through on the main color and the outline layer with the eraser is because I'm trying to fade that dark line out just a little bit. I'm just trying to fade it. And mostly it was me messing with GIMP to understand how the heck it works. All right, so let's go back into our outline, get the brush, and then this is where we'll go at this with the tab. Nope, too much. Much too much. Smaller. Must go smaller. Must go deeper. Come on, you sucker. Can you count, sucker? There we go. Now we go back with the eraser tool on the back side of the outline with pretty much the same brush and just really, really fade the back of this line. We can turn brush opacity down so it gives us a more faded looking texture. See what I'm talking about? That dark line on Rover Dude stuff is seriously faded. It's just defined and on the very edge. But he definitely, I think he did, I mean, I don't know if he hand painted. He may have used the line tool in that regard. I'd have to ask. Shoot him a message, be like, hey, what's up, man? I haven't talked to you in years. Want to tell me how you did this? He'd probably tell me for what it's worth, but... So I'm going on the back edge of this with the eraser tool. See if we can get at it with the tab. I didn't like that. I didn't like that last part. I have more dexterity with the mouse here. All right, so now let's go main color. Go over here, just select it. Side?
I know you don't like this topic, but are you aware how much you would gain out of learning basic programming? I know there are devs in chat who would backseat you. Please consider doing this.
Why do you want me to do programming so much? I mean, I'm just genuinely wondering, like, what's the dealio? I appreciate the tip, thank you. I mean, I could. Like, there's no doubt in my mind I could do it, sure. It's more a time thing than anything. And yeah, there is a lot of talent in this chat, that's for sure. What am I looking at? Is EJ making a mod? I'm texturing the hinges that you saw yesterday, Eukerman. Or maybe, I don't know if you were here yesterday, maybe. Hey, just joined the stream. What am I making? I'm texturing the hinge part that I made yesterday for KSP. I'm building this part for KSP, and I'm looking at the games. So I designed this part to go with the G11 hinge, right? And then I have the texture map for the G11 hinge, and I'm borrowing its color scheme. I'm not copying the texture. I'm borrowing the color scheme so we can words, EJ. Hello. I'm borrowing its color scheme so when we go to put it in Kerbal, it looks like it belongs there. So I'm texturing one piece of this. I was wondering why that was doing that. I was still on the eraser tool like an idiot. know what? Let's put main color. I'm going to put main color in front of outline. I was like, why am I drawing light when I have the brush on? So, let's just get in here. Thanks for doing the modeling stream, S. Yeah, no problem, dude. Sorry, it took me a second to jump back in over to YouTube chat. I still have to constantly remind myself to check it. I haven't forgotten about you, YouTube people. I've been watching one chat for 10 years. Gotta remember to... It's gonna take a second for me to learn too. Anyway, Sai, did you answer my question? You have what it takes. It would fit your skill set well. Thanks, man. I appreciate the vote of confidence. There's no doubt in my mind that I could learn it. I know I could learn software. I've done it a little bit. Like, but for whatever reason, code just doesn't click in my head. And I know that the only way to... It doesn't click in my head. I don't know why. It just doesn't. And I know that that's no excuse. The only way to get it to click in your head is to do it more. And I understand that, but... Yeah, it just hasn't really... It just doesn't click. Like, I know... Like, I can talk through code. I know I can. Like, it just doesn't click in my head. But that, like I said, that's no means that you need to be deterred. It's just... Yeah, I gotta figure it out. Like, it's just my brain doesn't click with it. But anyway, I appreciate the vote of confidence. We'll do it one of these days, dude. All right, go back into the outline, go into my palette, select the darkest gray, go back to the brush tool. No. GIMP, I'm slowly getting it. Like I said, we're running out of time before that Falcon 9 launch that's going to happen. Will you be working more on the part after the launch? Maybe, Jody, but I have a meeting with NSF before Flame Trench. I do a podcast on Fridays with my buddies at NASA Spaceflight, who's a spaceflight journalism outfit, talking about, what's going on in the industry and stuff. It's more candid, spicy discussion. There's not too much to talk about this week, to be honest with you. It's kind of a slow week comparatively to the Starliner stuff that was happening, but yeah, it really kind of depends, maybe. I was thinking, because I didn't do space news yesterday, it might be better to do it today. I don't know, man. Maybe. I know for sure we'll be working more on this next week. Yeah, because I knew I wasn't going to get the textures done today with that rocket launch and with Flame Trench, and then we got Friday Night Racing. But... Come on, baby. Coding isn't fun. You got to be motivated for it. Yeah, Tony. That's what I mean, man. It just hasn't caught my eye. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it hasn't clicked. Like, I know what you can do with code. Plenty of people here have tried to teach me it before. It just doesn't come intuitive to me for some reason, and I'm not 100% sure why. I don't know why in my brain, like, a stage combustion cycle works correctly. Like, I understand exactly what that's doing, but, dude, with code, like, I know what it's doing, it just doesn't click. It just doesn't click the same way. I don't know what the hell that's about, dude. Couldn't tell you. It's very weird. My line's too defined. We need to fade it out even more. Give me the eraser. We need a brush with hard fall off here. Yeah, I need a project for it. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, dude, I think if I had a dedicated project for it, it would make more sense. Like, and I understand, like, the systems engineering and stuff. Like, I get it. I know what's involved. Software engineering is like any other engineering. It's what are you trying to do, right? Same idea. It's the same thing, right? All right, so let's make another layer and call it scratches. Or maybe just like wear and tear. All right, so now what I want to do, I mean, like I said, maybe I'll take a dive down it one of these days, you know? Yeah, it's just not very intuitive for me. Is this brush even working? You're erasing, idiot. There we go. All right, so, but yeah, maybe we'll probably take a dive into it one of these days. Nope, don't want to dissolve. Burn. Yeah. We turn down the opacity on that burn, though. Go wide with the brush, like big time, and then just do that. Nope, too much. Down the hardness. Star. You did that on a very, very, very big brush with very low hardness. Maybe down the force a little bit. If we down the opacity on my outline layer, will that get... Does that look more the part? Yeah, it kind of does. Get the eraser out and just do a hard eraser fall off. What do you think, guys? Look the part for the, just like the background? I think that's getting there. I think we need to get in there on the wear and tear layer with a white brush, higher opacity, higher force, less hardness. It looks good. It does it. Am I kind of in the ballpark here? So let's just do a couple of scratches there like that. No, that's too many. Like, I'm trying to look at how Rover Dude did his. It's really, really small stuff. Erase, maybe. Yeah, there we go. Too much. Nope. Here. What do you think? Did we replicate that better? We gotta, hold on. We gotta get rid of those damn scratches. Those ones that I put over there look like poop. Some of the gray pixels should be a little more gray, while others could be less gray. Overspray. Propellant load is starting on Falcon 9. Oh, they moved it to 256. Oh, they moved it out. Nice. Why did that come out so much poopy doopy like that. Some of that wear and tear didn't wind up on this. What do you think? This wasn't me. That was me. What do I need to change? I think my edges aren't nearly as defined as he is. We gotta work on the edges, the outline. I think we got the texture pretty much down though. If I go it back in and we swap out white off the palette and we go to our Rayer brush. Looks good. Certainly better than the Lego blue. Thanks, man. Yeah, okay. I need a slightly darker gray. Go back to the sides there. When is Flame Trench? 5 p.m. Oh, our opacity is down. That's what I was wondering. Like, why the hell is it? Here, let's go in here. Let's try something. Give me that line tool. Nice. All right, drummer. What book tonight for Flame Trench, Sean? I don't know. I'll have to find one. Dude, that's not something like I genuinely think about like until like maybe 5 minutes before the damn show. Yeah, but now you see why I was like, yeah, we're not getting any texturing. It's gonna be hard to get some texturing done today. Use the RTX auto texturing app. What? There. That's a little more defined, and if we take our opacity... Oh, that's what we were painting. Turn the opacity on that whole layer down. Sure. There we go. Alright, shut that off. Yeah, we just gotta do some fade on the back with the main color. Where's the brush tool? Where's my brush tool at? I X'd out of it, damn it. Oh, it's over there. Why is it over there? Who put this over there? Give me this. All right, we should switch over to Falcon 9 here in a second. Let me just, with my main color, we'll paint in. Nope. Nope. How, in what world is that color? Oh, the burn mode. Idiot. Thank you. Thanks, Poison. That's just chalk that one up to me being a novice with this. Trying to figure out how he got that damn fade to look like that. I did all that on the outline layer. You know what he probably did? He probably painted the squares a dark gray color and then went over them with the wear and tear like what I did there, but it with... Hey, how does that look without the outline? Hold on. Yeah. Okay. That's... Yeah, fairly confident that's what happened here. Not bad. All right. Shall we rocket launch? I mean, how do you do those defined parts too? Yeah, like the vents and stuff. We could put those same caution tape thing down the bottom. It would probably look good. I don't want to stop, damn it. Can we... decals, brushes, go here, go there, eyedropper that, give me that red. That's how you did it, you sneaky bastard. See? Have I seen this? Oh, somebody combined NSF's footage with dude, if they catch that damn booster, you're gonna have to do multiple variants to match the hinge variants. Texturing is gonna take so freaking long, dude. Yowza. The plain variant. Thanks, Mutter. Oh yeah, a lot of you gave me a brush palette over there too. See, Rover Dude did a lot of overlapping UVs there. That's Rover Dude's pretty pro, dude. There's a reason why his work is in very high demand. All right, guys, we're going to work on this more, probably on Monday. We have the Wacom tablet now, so we can texture. It's not that hard. It's just gonna take some time. I'm sure there's ways we'll learn to optimize it over time, but yeah, I'll budget more time for this on Monday. Yeah, so we can get more done. We'll probably do Kerbal, Space News, and then maybe Kerbal again on Monday. I don't know for sure. We'll see. Mutter, thank you for linking all that stuff. I do appreciate it. But yeah, inside of us, if you're out there, yeah, we'll take the programming dive one of these days. Yeah, it's gotta click in my head, and I gotta really want to do it. I mean, Tony wasn't wrong when he said that in chat, but looks good and feels worth it though. Yeah, like I said, I want this part to look like it belongs in the stock game. I want it to look like it belongs there, you know? Yeah. KRPC is probably the best way to do it, guys. You know, whatever we build, how hardcore would it be with KRPC? Like KRPC mission mode rules? Like you have to code the guidance system for your vehicle? SpaceX is live on both chats. Okay, you guys don't want to hear what I have to say. That's fine. You want to hear what I have to say about rockets, though. So that's cool. All right, so let's switch over the coverage and we'll go from there. SpaceX 9 Transporter 11.